What's up? So, it's Pesach. There's my light. Even better. Yeah, we're good. And I'm on Facebook Live. So I want to take a moment to speak from the heart, the muscle, not the emotion. As a blood-drinking woman. I've been a blood drinker since childhood. Had a stepmother who did not practice Jewish ways. Ashen Putel, I guess, is what you could call me. Get it? Ass. No, I'm not gonna go there right now. But she's not used to accepting no. And it's so sick to the point that she actually began a rumor stating that I was going around telling people my father raped me. The sad part about it is, she's the one that did the touching. Now, I happen to be I like that lighting better. An adult film star. I did adult film because I won a pageant. Simple state pageant. However, this simple state pageant was after I was coming off 3 national titles. Because I win. And I win. I'm like that little kid in a Adam Sandler movie. I win. I win. I win. But it's Passover. So, I'm a healthcare professional. That was the extent of my, I wouldn't call it college, it was trade school. Wasn't ready to go to college yet. You know what I did instead of going to college? Just to learn how to be around people. I joined a campus of the dead. Shit you not, look it up. Collingwood Arts Center. And there I was bullied, had my room broken into. Really, now's the time you want to make, okay. And I was just like, y'all act like y'all never seen a white person before. Jaws all on the floor like Pam and Tommy just burst in the door and started whooping her ass worse than before, praising Hashem because you've never seen a fucking Moor. Oh. That's why you're breaking in my room. Didn't know a thing about attorneys because I grew up in a cult with a wicked stepmother who spreads lies but can't lie to me because I happen to be left-handed and I don't really tell that all that often. See which hand I'm smoking with? Interestingly enough, the only man who has been able to pull that, as in switch my hands without me noticing, was a young man who showed up at Goth night. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Sigh. Big dick. It's like, hold on. It's like this big. And I would have given him my hymen too. We were going to do it in the nunnery. We really were. Respectfully, I was going to give him my hymen in the nunnery because I was in there working. I don't practice magic. I practice Jew will. There's a difference. Jew. Woo! So it probably would have raised and generated a whole bunch of energy required to save that place because I happen to have a 4-octave vocal range. And there were a bunch of... Some people call them demons. It is known as one of the most haunted places in America. But it's also a nunnery and a college. Marymount's College. So technically, I should have 3 master's degrees by now for all the hell I went through there. But then it continued. Because there was this fraternity boy after this pussy. And it wasn't his. And I had to get a job because sessioning with artists like Clifford Murphy, who's dead now, wasn't paying the bills. And I was a starving artist, and they were making fun of me because I had meals on wheels. Well, what the fuck do you expect, bro? We only have one kitchen. It's in the basement. The basement is flooded half the time. Y'all know y'all nasty. You don't clean up after yourselves. No big deal. It was a co-ed situation. And those of us who knew how to act, because we had home training, no thanks to my stepmother, those of us who knew how to act cleaned up after ourselves. You know, we got along, we spoke, we vibrated, right? Right. But this crazy motherfucker, who is half Ghanaian, half Jamaican, and I thought he was an African exchange student. I thought he was Muslim too. But I went to work. So that I could provide for myself. And it was not the brothel at which I have chosen to sell my hymen, auction her off, because I am this old and still have my pretty little hymen intact, because some of us know how to keep what we have between our thighs, and not open our legs for every big-dicked mother trucker that comes around. Hey. But the first time their fraternity messed with me was after I won a simple state pageant. A black pageant. Now, I'm 365 pounds at the time, singing Defying Gravity, and the national competition is to be held in the Gambia, Africa. And talent is 45% of the score. And I'm singing Defying Gravity at 365 pounds. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky at 365 pounds. And interview is something like 40% of the rest of the total score. And I've just come off 3 national titles. And they told me I was too fat and not black enough. Now, with respect to being a Moorish American, you're absolutely right. Not black enough. Oh, no. But with respect to energy, black is a hue. Anyhow, so they messed with me then. Bullied me out of my title, stole my dress, stole my scholarship, and what did I do? I pulled a Vanessa Williams. And I did 3 adult films. Well, 1 adult film, 2 magazines. What happened after that? The BDSM slave featured in the magazine with me, where I'm on the cover, as a Jew. on the December cover, and the centerfold showcasing my intact annular hymen, because basically that's what those pageants are for. Black pageants are basically for women who are in college or trade school who eventually would like a husband, because men go to these pageants and they say, I want her. We're gonna make babies. Wait, how's the song go? This right here's a panty dropper. Yeah. This right here's a baby maker. Yeah. They messed with me that time, and that should have told them to leave me the hell alone. But evidently it did not, because years later, same fraternity, same story. Only this time they sent a young man after me. A fapper. I didn't know the word fapper, and I have an extensive vocabulary for someone who has tested MRDD on an adult IEP and who has not been to college. But he was a second-year law school student, getting ready to be a second-year law school student, right? Finds out. Because the one thing I was excited about while in the nunnery, it's not a nunnery, it's a resident arts program. You had to pass a review to be admitted into the program. I passed. I'm a coloratura soprano. Of course I passed. And I'm a Goth. Of course I passed. And so I got in. They're charging me all kinds of extra rent. Makes no sense. Nobody on the same floor is paying as high as I am. It's ridiculous. Why? Why you wanna mess with me? Why you wanna man? I don't know. Like, they act like I'm gonna... Here's a phrase, like, they really think I'm finna fight. They really do, though. And I'm just like... Don't you know anything about pageant title holders? World peace. By any means necessary, because I also happen to be a leather woman of color whom they let into the pit at 18 years old, and I wasn't fucking. That's my favorite word. Well, no, my favorite word is niggers, but my second favorite word is probably fucking. You can't say fucking. You gotta say it like in Cat Williams' tone of voice. You gotta say fucking. I didn't do it right. Fucking. That was more me than Cat Williams, but hi, Jamaica, how are ya? But anyway, so I am and remain exceedingly poly because I require a team of specialists. Duh. And I had already been married and divorced, yada yada, given my two as a good Jewess, so this is a playground at this point, right? And it's a playground with an intact annular hymen, because I'm not stupid. I like money. Hi, military Barabbas. Barabbas yelled at me on the phone, y'all. Y'all know. I don't Jones for him, but he's hot. And he's also a world-renowned title holder like me. And we have that in common. So out of the three young men, hi Danny, hi DW, that I have been talking to over the past 3 years, Rabba is probably, let me shut up. He can't watch this. He's Navy though, and you have to understand that Navy men and I are probably always going to have a special relationship until Space Force comes out and somebody hot enlists just for me. But that's because I am a military divorcee. And so I don't put up with nonsense. I don't put up with BS. I got married to a young man who was at Goth night. And he was super excited. He was hyped. He was like, yes! I can't wait to have all my teeth pulled, and I'm gonna have all sharpened fangs put in my mouth, and we're gonna drink blood, and yay! But he also threw temper tantrums in the Walmart on the coffee aisle because we were poor, and he couldn't handle not having his particular coffee. And I was like, Oh no. Now, he was in training to be my submissive. Because yes, I am a pro domina. I'm not a submissive, I just play on TV. It's true. I'm very good. I'm very, very good at playing the submissive on TV, y'all. Yes, I am. That's my favorite role. But, so, he starts throwing tantrums. I'm not finna have all of that because I've already done adult film. And I got mad because I required food stamps and protection from two people who were whooping on me as a damn adult. Now, if I'm going to marry you, we don't sleep together before we are married legally on paper. It's not my gig. I don't have to. I'm not some bitch who has to show for $1. And I guess that's just the thing. Like, some women, no, it's not the thing, but some women think that if they give a man sex and they throw him some pussy and some ass in that mouth, then he's gonna marry me. You fooled yourself, because sex is a marriage. And once he's fucked that, he does not have to respect you. That's not a thing. But I got married to this young man, and he failed because I didn't tell my parents that we were getting married. It was another business. I wasn't associating with them. It wasn't a big deal, but they weren't in my life because they were fucking abusive and psychotic and crazy. And the future of my next international pageant title holder campaign. Yeah. And so they kept messing with me. And so they found out we were married. And so I took him to their house. He failed. He broke rank. You have one job. Protect Queen Akike. One job. My stepmother looks at him because he's doing what he's supposed to. You know, yes, ma'am. Here's your meal, ma'am. Blah, 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 blah. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. What I expect, right? And she looks at him and she says, now you don't want to be handpicked. Y'all see how I learned how to colloquiate? It's great. It's been really great. I've learned to do the colored stuff and the black stuff so I could fit in. But yeah, he broke rank because that completely derailed him, and I'm going to put it this way. Because he was Caucasian, Italian Caucasian. He might have had to put up with an uppity negress by choice in marrying me because that's what he wanted in a dominatrix, but hell no, it was not his responsibility nor his duty to put up with a nappy-headed nigga hoe like my stepmama. Black hoe, because nigga means king. But you better kiss my ring. Oh, you don't know the remix I did to that RuPaul song yet. You don't know it yet. But I did. It's on my Twitter. But anyway, there's no way how he's gonna put up with this woman, right? So he had one job, right? Protect the pussy. Because as my goth friends and my BDSM associates will attest to, I can beat ass. I don't fight. But I've learned my craft very well with respect to how to beat a body down. Because BDSM is a martial art for people like me. It is a marital art for y'all 50 Shades of Grey people. I don't know where the hell y'all came from. Twilight fucked you up. That's not BDSM. That's not. We don't do it like that. I will straight up stop a scene if you are beating a body incorrectly. I don't care. I will dungeon monitor all over you because that's the way I was taught. I was brought up by military men of color. Yeah, not of color. And it wasn't sexual. They just have a quiet knowing about women like me. Much respect, Joe. But anyway. So, I get pregnant with Micah. right away. Right away. Like, we only fucked like 2 times. 2, 3, yeah. And I did what I was supposed to. I aborted his seed. But I marriage ended within 2 weeks because as soon as I was pregnant, not only did he keep showing his ass, do you know he threw a phone at me? I said, who the fuck you think you are, Johnson? Y'all know who Johnson is. Yes, you do. Goth night, y'all know who Johnson is. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But, so I spoke with his mother, and we had him committed. He went to a psych ward, and it was the end. The end. Goodbye.com. Yeah. But anyway, I got divorced. And other than my second, Nairobi, who was from an older gentleman in D.C., hey, thank you. Thank you. Because he was a man of color who warned me about the crap that college men will try while fucking me. I used to be an orgy starter, y'all. Drake told us that we could stretch. He's right. The hymen stretches. I don't like fucking. I'm great at it, but I don't like fucking. I don't like fucking. I like it. Near pineapples. Grapefruits. But, I'm fucking great. They know me as 2 names. In the BDSM scene, my nickname is Giggles, because I'll sit there and giggle through a 30-minute branding. However, in the SLS, the Swingers Lifestyle scene, my nickname, I shouldn't say all this. Hold on. I'm not gonna say it. However, in the SLS scene, hi Robinson. No, compatriot, we still aren't fucking. Not gonna happen. You got cute pants. He's manly. The way his pants sit, can't handle a puppy. But you can't handle a puppy for shit, bro. But the way your pants sit, I see why you can handle women. Now leave them alone. But in the SLS scene, I am known as the orgy starter. Anyway, I saved my hymen for the shekels, though. So, I'm at the Collingwood Arts Center of all places, right? I'm poly, so I'm working. I'm offering voice lessons, doing commercials, talking, and, singing, recording stuff, teaching various arts with respect to energy and jewel and how to know your craft and not be a witch. And doing sexual surrogacy. A lot of that. Not a lot, but a good amount. And this little nigga thinks, back up, reverse, this little calf thinks, calf ear, my ears aren't showing right now, but that's what he is, because he says he's Jewish. He said this right before he raped me. I thought he was a Muslim. Anyway, because he's Sinner Onan. Drew, do you know this fucking Sinner Onan? Huh? We don't do that. Not unless you have rabbinic dispensation and a woman with a potassium deficiency. But anyway, so somebody decided that it would be a good idea to send this fraternity boy after me. And he said, oh, that's no good, baby girl. You gotta get your money. And he's talking to me while he's at this diaper party with a whole bunch of women who are drinking and fucking and peeing in diapers or not peeing in the diapers. I don't know. I was not there. I had to work. Didn't get paid. So came back. And he's like, come to me. We'll take care of this pay discrepancy. No, he didn't. Fast forward a few months. I had to move out of the nunnery because I had my money. Don't have my vehicle because I have my money. And this calf ear thinks that it's a good idea to come up to Ohio, knowing I'm poly, knowing I'm still considering, because Say was acting up. Like, we weren't even really talking at that point. One of the wisest things Say said to me was that he would never want me tame. And he's right. Because Say acknowledges, as a fellow Wolverine, adamantium bona, that wolves meet once and for life. And he knows I have a hymen. And Say acknowledges that I am Lilith and have been since childhood. Ward your kids, goddammit. Read your Bible. Shit. Say has that sweet tea Michigan head that not everybody knows about, the Great Lakes. That sweet tea hand thing where you can bloop and put your energy into somebody's body visibly with your fingers, like, because people are batteries and it's science. Not everybody's stupid or stupid. It's hot. I can feel his dick in my mouth all the way. That's a big dick. That's how I knew he could rip my hymen, right? It's the size of a baby's forearm. No, it's larger than baby's forearm. Toddler forearm and an apple, like a Granny Smith. All the way in the mouth, just down the throat. Oof. I really liked giving him head. Yeah, I did. But Say was not Goth, so I don't know if blood drinking would have been a thing for us. And that is my thing, is I require a partner who permits me as a Jewess, who is also an ordained interfaith minister, to drink his blood in my kiddish cup. What the fuck you think I'm finna drink? Apple juice? I don't do wine. And kosher grape juice is not always an option. We are in quarantine. You better give me the juice from your veins. I happen to be a phlebotomist. Anyway, so this young man comes up, does not have my check. Is stupid, climbing out the window, talking loud on the phone, knowing damn well that this is a neighborhood where, well, maybe he didn't know, and maybe that's why this has happened the way it has happened. People listen to everything you say when you are in the most affluent neighborhood in the country, and that's really where that area was. Everything. If you're out on the rooftop talking loud in a New York accent, no, it wasn't a New York accent. I know New York accents, so it's not a New York accent. It was a false bravado accent. They're listening to you, stupid. Get the fuck inside. What's wrong with you? Didn't bring my money. And decided it was a good idea to rape me in my anus after ripping me with an enema nozzle. And he cut my butt. He did. He cut my butt. He cut my butt. And he put GHB into my anal canal. Now, that's what's funny about this situation. You ever tried to piss off a retard? Probably not going to happen. You ever put GHB into the anal canal of a woman who has had a bariatric surgery and who is also one living with autism, with Savant syndrome? That bitch is not going to do anything but remain extra alert. Duh. But yeah. So after cutting my butt with an enema nozzle that he reinserted, which, who the fuck do you know that does that unhygienic shit? You need your butt whooped. You really do. That's nasty. Thing had been sitting out. You know there's mice all over because you're scared and freaking out and talking about them quietly. What would happen if the mouse doo-dooed on the enema nozzle and then you decided to put it up in my butt? That's an infection right there. Anyway, he does not bring my money. But what he does bring is his jealousy, because this young man who is appropriate and has a dick big enough and a talk to back it up is under consideration to rip my hymen. Basically, he just wanted something that wasn't his, and he was mad because it wasn't his. And that's the thing, is what God has for you is for you. What God doesn't have for you, you should leave the fuck alone. Especially if she's a blood drinker and doesn't want you. And you offered in good faith to help her procure her paycheck. And then you didn't. And not only didn't you, but you chose to rape her after cutting her butt and taking her blood. Now, I am very finicky about my blood being taken without my consent. I'm a blood drinker. I don't have very much. I don't do blood transfusions, so what I have left is what I have left, bitch. But Shaw, he has been mocking me since, and it usually happens when he gets drunk, and he'll fuck up. And that's what's sad about it, is they can't help but fuck up. I don't understand it, because I didn't go to college, but he fucks up in the same way that my stepmother fucks up. They both work for the courts. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I'm a Moorish American and an ex-military wife. Maybe that's what it is. But I was never considering this young man. He was in college, first of all, and a law school student at that. Not to mention I like white boys. If I'm gonna go after a man of color, he is going to be huge. I'm talking about his dick and his muscles and his brain. You feel on all three of those, bruh. Plus, I like Kappas and Qs. Not alpha by alphas. I really don't, unless they're Wayans. Duh. Anyway. So, he continues to harass me. And I continue to shed and drink my blood. I have not stopped opening my flesh, eating my flesh, and drinking my blood since after I was anally raped in 2013. I'm not going to stop, because all that's required to rectify this situation is a signature on a document called a get, which is a Jewish writ of divorce. Doesn't require me suing him. Doesn't require a minion of men handling him. All that was required was a signature, which he continues to deny me, but he wants to text me and harass me and still to this day make fun of me and say things like, oh, now I see why it took you so long to get your money from those people. I still haven't gotten my money. I want my money. Dennis may be dead. Dennis Hoff, my former boss. However, this hymen is still intact, which means I can still auction this pretty little pussy off in a brothel, because one thing I'm good at as a pageant queen is making my ugly look cute. I'm very good at that, because a little bit of makeup can cover a whole lot of scars. A little bit, just a little, and some good lingerie. I have a good lingerie buyer out here. Hey, babe. I'm coming to see you and get some money. But what can't be rectified without significant surgical procedures at this point is the amount of trauma that has furthered upon my body by not being able to have the surgeries required to take off the excess skin. And that was what some of that money was for. Money that I am owed to this day. So the fact that you committed a hate crime against a Jew after you pulled out of my enema torn anus, that is what I'm taking you to court for. Not the rape, Oh no, I'm gonna let my Jews handle you on that one. And maybe some military men. Or maybe just a military man who actually does want this hymen and says, look at here, little girl. Look, come here. Look at me in my face right now. Look. If you don't auction that pussy off and you give it to me instead, I'll give you what you want. For 2 or 3 years, and then you gotta go, because I'm gonna get on your nerves, you're gonna get on my nerves, we're gonna have to say the serenity prayer 10 times a day, and then we'll part in peace. But it's Pesach. I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm still eating my flesh and drinking my blood. I can't stop. Because trauma is a hell of a drug. So this is Lilith in repose in the desert, or I'm supposed to be, because some of us read our Bibles and it shows. Bye-bye.